going to talk about the impact of the coronavirus on the stock markets and the economy as a whole, and whether it's crashed. Firstly, I'm going to talk about the stock market. And as you know from reading and seeing on the press, big graphs of things going down and all red, things have been very volatile. And for example, the S&P 500, which is the Standard & Poor's 500 largest market capitalized stocks in the US, that index fell 35% in mid to late March. We've come back to a point in that index where it's only around 13%. During that time, retail stocks, a lot of stocks that were in the tourism arena got hit really hard, and as we've kind of recovered from that point, what we can see is that there's been a large proportion of that recovery attributed to tech stocks. Probably the reason being for that is that tech stocks, which are cloud or online based, tend to be easier to get running. They don't need consumer footfall. They can transact through the business uptake of their services and consumer demand as well globally. During the time as well, what investors did was look for safe havens such as gold, which has rallied up to a point of around $1,750 an ounce, and go to government bonds. And in some cases where investors receive a negative yield, investors have been willing to do that because of the safety of those assets. Many firms have removed their guidance of what they could be earning over the next quarters and year, and so it presents to us a difficulty of knowing how the recovery could take place. What we don't know is the broader fallout on companies as they try to recover, and whether they will actually be able to. Analysts differ in their expectations of a recovery quite quickly, which has been referred to as a V-shaped recovery, or something slower where we stay depressed for a longer period of time and recover that way. Unemployment figures have surged beyond what we have seen in the last couple of generations. What we do know is that many companies have called redundancies in big numbers, 3K, 9K, etc. This is just a few headlines that have come out, and we have been relatively covered and with a safety net, which is the furlough scheme, for example. But what will be very determinant on the economy is when these furlough schemes start to disappear and essentially a rug will be pulled out from under the economy. Businesses will be left to assess whether they can continue after a large period of no or much lower revenue to continue employing as many people as they can. So we could see large amounts of redundancies in the coming months and year. The housing market is a really tangible indicator of what's happening in the economy. We can all kind of see it and feel it when things change in that area. As we do see more unemployment coming through, and for example, people that rent cannot make payments in the future, it could affect the buy-to-let market. As we know, the buy-to-let market has a huge driver on the price of housing or the price of houses in the country. So much so that the government tried to depress the demand by making it a little bit harder for landlords over the last couple of years to buy properties so that first-time buyers could get in, for example. As we do see pressure on people being able to pay their rent, it's very likely that landlords reconsider their investments and start to put housing on the market and put their house up for sale. With that, and the fact that there will be less demand for buyers in the housing market, we could see a significant fall in prices. One saving aspect of this could be that lower interest rates attract buyers into the market. But what I think we're starting to see at the moment is that lenders are going to be less willing to accommodate, say, first-time buyers and those with lower deposits on their mortgages. And I think we're starting to see some signs of that already. I'm going to keep on updating the status of the economic indicators out there as the issues with coronavirus unfold over the months to come. Thanks for watching, and please click like and subscribe so that you can see videos as I create them.